Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading. What chapter am I up to? I'll be reading chapter 13 of the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Chapter 13 Detention with Dolores. Dinner in the Great Hall that night was not a pleasant experience for Harry. The news about the shouting match with Umbridge seemed to have traveled exceptionally fast, even by Hogwarts standards. He heard whispers all around him as he sat eating between Ron and Hermione. The funny thing was that none of the other whisperers seemed to mind him overhearing what they were saying about him. On the contrary, it was as though they were hoping he would get angry and start shouting again so that they could hear his story firsthand. He says he saw Gregory Diggory murdered. He reckons he dueled with you. No, who? Come off it. Who does he think he's kidding? Purlease. What I don't get, said Harry through clenched teeth, laying down his knife and fork. His hands were shaking too much to hold them steady. Is why they all believed the story 2 months ago when Dumbledore told them. The thing is, Harry, I'm not sure they did, said Hermione grimly. Oh, let's get out of here. She slammed down her own knife and fork. Ron looked sadly at his half-finished apple pie, but followed suit. People stared at them all the way out of the hall. What do you mean? You are not sure they believe Dumbledore, Harry asked Hermione. When they reached the first floor landing, look. You don't understand what it was like after it happened, said Hermione quietly. You were right back in the middle of the lawn, clutching Cedric's dead body. None of us saw what happened in the maze. We just had Dumbledore's word for it that you know who had come back and killed Cedric and fought you. Which is the truth, said Harry loudly. I know it is, Harry, so will you please stop biting my head off, said Hermione wearily. It's just that before the truth could sink in, everyone went home for the summer, where they spent 2 months reading about how you are a nutcase and Dumbledore's gone center. Rain pounded on the window panes as they strode along the empty quarters back to Gryffindor Tower. Harry felt as though his first day had lasted a week, but he still had a mountain of homework to do. Before bed, a dull pounding pain was enveloping over his wide eyes. He glanced out of a rain-washed window at the dog grounds as they turned into the fat lady's quarter. There was still no light in Hagrid's cabin. Mimbulus, Mimbletonnia ceremony. Before the fat lady could ask, the portrait swung open to reveal the hole behind, and the three of them scrambled back through it. The common room was almost empty. Nearly everyone was still down at dinner. Crookshanks uncoiled himself from an armchair and trotted to meet them, purring loudly. And when Harry, Ron, and Hermione took their three favorite chairs at the fireside, he leapt lightly into Hermione's lap and curled up there like a furry ginger cushion. Harry gazed into the flames, feeling drained and exhausted. How can Dumbledore have let this happen? Hermione cried suddenly. making Harry and Ron jump quicksands. Leapt off her. Looking affronted, she pounded the arms of her chair in fury so that bits of stuffing leaked out of the holes. How can he let that terrible woman teach us and in our OWL year two? Well, we have. Well, we have never had great defense against the dark arts teachers have we, said Harry. You know what it's like. Hagrid told us nobody wants the job. They say it's jinx, yes, but to employ someone who's actually refusing to let us do magic. What's Dumbledore playing at? And she's trying to get people to spy for her, said Ron darkly. Remember when she said she wanted us to come and tell her if we hear anyone saying, you know who's back? Of course she's here to spy on all on all. Of course she's here to spy on us all. That's obvious. Why else would Fudge have wanted her to come? Snapped Hermione. Don't start arguing again, said Harry wearily, as Ron opened his mouth to retaliate. Can we just can't we just let's just let's just do that homework. Get it out of the way. They collected the school bags from a corner and returned to the chairs by the fire. People were coming back from dinner now. Harry kept his face averted from the portrait hole, but could still sense the stares he was attracting. It was attracting. Shall we do Snape's stuff first, said Ron, dipping his quill into his ink. The properties of Moonstone and its uses in potion making, he muttered, writing the words across the top of his parchment as he spoke them. There, he underlined the title, then looked up expectantly at Hermione. So what are the properties of Moonstone and its uses in potion making? But Hermione was not listening. She was squinting over into the far corner of the room where Fred, George, and Lee Jordan were now sitting at the center of a knot of innocent looking first years, all of whom were chewing something that seemed to have come out of a large paper bag that Fred was holding. No, I'm sorry. They have gone too far, she said, standing up and looking positively furious. Come on, Ron. Come on, Ron. I was the one plainly playing for time. No. Come on, Hermione. We can't tell them off for for giving out treats. You know perfectly well that those are bits of a nosebleed, NOUGAT, or puking, PASTILLES, or fainting fancies, Harry suggested quietly, one by one, as though hit over the heads with invisible mallets. The first years were slumping unconscious in their seats. Some slid wide onto the floor, others merely hung over the arms of their chairs, their tongues lolling out. Most of the people watching were laughing. Hermione, however, squared her shoulders and marched directly over to where Fred and George now stood, with clipboards, closely observing the unconscious Horatio. Swan rose halfway out of his chair, hovered uncertainly for a moment or two, then muttered to Harry, "She's got it under control," before sinking as low in his chair as his lanky frame permitted. permitted. "That's enough," Hermione said forcefully to Fred and George, both of whom looked up in mild surprise. Yeah, you're right," said George, nodding. "This dosage looks strong enough, doesn't it? I told you this morning you can't test your rubbish on students. Well, we are paying them," said Fred indulgently. "I don't care. It could be dangerous rubbish," said Fred. "Calm down, Hermione. They are fine," said Lee reassuringly, as he walked from first year to first year, inserting purple sweets into the open mouth. "Yeah, look, they are coming round now," said George. A few other first years were indeed stirring. Several looked so shocked to find themselves lying on the floor or dangling off the chairs that Harry was sure Fred and George had not wanted them had not had not had not warned them what the sweets were going to do. Were going to do. "Feel all right," said George kindly to a small, dark-haired girl lying at his feet. "I think so," she said shakily. "Excellent," said Fred happily. But the next second, Hermione, yeah, Hermione had snatched both his clipboard and the paper bag of 18 fancies from his hand. "It is not excellent." "Of course it is. They are alive, aren't they?" said Fred angrily. You can't do this. What have you made? One of them really ill. We are not going to make them ill. We have already tested them all on ourselves. Didn't on ourselves. This is just to see if everyone reacts the same. If you don't stop doing it, I'm going to put us in detention," said Fred in an in an I'd like to see you try voice. "Make us write lines," said George, smoking. Onlookers all over the room were laughing. Hermione drew herself up to her full height. Her eyes were narrowing and her bushy hair seemed to crackle with electricity. "No," she said, her voice quivering with anger, but I will write to your mother." "You wouldn't," said George, horrified, taking a step back from her. "Oh, yes, I would," said Hermione grimly. "I can't stop you eating the stupid things yourself, but you were not giving them to first years." Ben and George looked thunderstruck. It was clear that as far as they were concerned, Hermione's threat was way below the belt. With a last threatening look at them, she thrust Fred's clipboard and the bag of fancies back into his arms, and stalked back to a chair by the fire. Juan was now so low in his seat that his nose was roughly level with his knees. "Thank you for your support, Juan," Hermione said acidly. "You handled it fine by yourself," Juan mumbled. Hermione stared down at a blank piece of parchment for a few seconds, then said edgily, "Oh, it's no good. I can't concentrate now. I'm going to bed." She wrenched her bag open. Harry thought she was about to put her books away, but instead she pulled out two misshapen woolly objects, placed them carefully on a table by the fireplace, covered them with a few screwed up bits of parchment and a broken quill, and stood back to admire the effect. "What in the name of Merlin are you doing?" said one, watching her eh, watching her as though fearful for her sanity. "They are hats for house elves, she said briskly, now stuffing her books back into her bag. I did them over the summer. I'm a really slow knitter without magic, but now I am back at school. I should be able to make lots more. You are uh, leaving out hats for the house for the house elves, said one slowly. And you are covering them up with rubbish first. Yes, said Amani defiantly, swinging her bag onto her back. That's not on, said Awana angrily. You are trying to trick them into picking up the hats. You are sitting you are setting them them free when they might not want to be free. Of course they want to be free, said Amani at once, though her face was tawny pink. Don't you dare touch those hats, Juan. She turned on her heel and left. Juan waited until she had disappeared through the door to the girls' dormitories, then cleared the rubbish off the woolly hats. They should at least see what they are picking up, he said firmly. Anyway, he rolled up the parchment on which he had written the title of Snape's essay. There's no point trying to finish this now. I can't do it without Hermione. I haven't got a clue what you are supposed to do with moonstones. Have you? Harry shook his head, noticing as he did so that the ache in his right temple was getting worse. He thought of the long essay on giant warriors, and the and the pain stabbed at him sharply, knowing perfectly well that he would regret not finishing his homework tonight. When the morning came, he piled his books back into his bag. I'm going to bed too. He passed SEAMUS on the way to the door leading to the dormitories, but did not look at him. Harry had a fleeting impression that SEAMUS had opened his mouth to speak, but sped up and reached the soothing pace of the stone spiral staircase without having to endure any more provocation. The following day dawned just as laden and rainy as the previous one. Hagrid was still absent from the staff table at breakfast, but on the plus side, no Snape today, said Ron gracefully. Hermione yawned widely and poured herself some coffee. She looked mildly pleased about something, and when Ron asked her asked, and when Ron asked her what she had she had to be so happy about, she simply smiled. The hats have gone. Seems the house elves do want freedom after all. I wouldn't bet on it, Juan told her cunningly. They might not count as clothes. They didn't look anything like hats to me, more like woolly bladders. Hermione did not speak to him all morning. All morning. Double charms were succeeded by double transfiguration. But Professor Flitwick and Professor McGonagall both spent the first 15 minutes of their lessons lecturing the class on the importance of OWLs. What you must remember, said little Professor Flitwick, squeaking, perched as ever on a pile of books, so that he could see over the top of his desk, is that these examinations may influence your futures for many years to come. If you have not already given serious thoughts to your careers, now is the time to do so. And in the meantime, I'm afraid we shall be working harder than ever to ensure that you all do yourselves justice yourselves justice. They then spent more than an hour more than an hour reviewing submarine charms, which according to Professor Flitwick were bound to come up in their OWL, and he rounded off the lesson by setting them their largest amount of charms homework ever. It was the same, if not worse, in Transfiguration. You cannot pass an OWL, said Professor McGonagall grimly, without serious application, practice, and study. I see no reason why everybody in this class should not achieve an OWL in Transfiguration as long as they put in the work. Neville made a sad little disbelieving noise. Yes, you too, Longbottom, said Professor McGonagall. There's not there's nothing wrong with your work except lack of confidence. So today we are starting vanishing spells. These are easier than conjuring spells, which you would not usually attempt until any WT level. But they are still among the most difficult magic you will be tested on in your OWL. She was quite right. Harry found the vanishing spells horribly difficult. By the end of a double period, neither he nor Ron had managed to vanish the snails on which they were practicing. The Ron said hopefully that he thought his looked a bit paler. Hermione, on the other hand, successfully vanished her snail on the third attempt, earning her a 10-point bonus for Gryffindor from Professor McGonagall. She was the only person not given homework. Everybody else was told to practice the spell overnight, ready for a first attempt on the snails the following afternoon. Now panicking slightly about the amount of homework they had to do, Harry and Ron spent the lunch hour in the library looking up the uses of moonstones and potion making. Still angry about Ron's law on a woolly hat, Hermione did not join them. By the time they reached Care and Magical Creatures in the afternoon, Harry's head was aching again. The day had become cool and breezy, and as they walked down the sloping lawn toward Hagrid's cabin on the edge of the Forbidden Forest, they felt the occasional drop of rain on their faces. Professor Grubbly Plank stood waiting for the class some 10 yards from Hagrid's front door, a long treasure table in front of her laden with many tricks. As Harry and Ron reached her, a loud shout of laughter sounded behind them. Turning, they saw Draco Malfoy starting toward them, surrounded by his usual gang of Slytherin coonies. He had clearly just said something highly amusing Crabbe, because Crabbe, Goyle, Pansy, Parkinson, and the rest continued to snigger heartily as they gathered around the treasure table, judging by the fact that all of them kept looking over at Harry. He was able to guess the subject of the joke without too much difficulty. Everybody here but Professor Grubbly Plank. Once all the Slytherins and Gryffindors had arrived, let's crack on them. Who can tell me what these things are called? She indicated the heap of tricks in front of her. Hermione's hand shot into the air behind her back. Malfoy did a buck-tooth imitation of her jumping up and down in eagerness to answer a question. Pansy Parkinson gave a shriek of laughter that turned almost at once into a scream as the twigs on the table leapt into the air and revealed themselves to be what looked like teeny peakish Pixiesh creatures made of wood, each with knobbly brown arms and legs, two twig-like fingers at the end of each hand, and a funny black rock-like face in which a pair of a beetle brown eyes glittered. Oh, oh, said Pavate and Lavender. Oh, thoroughly irritating, Harry. Anyone would have thought that Hagrid never, so, never, so them. Impressive creatures, admittedly, the flobberworms had been a bit dull, but the salamanders and hippogriffs had been interesting enough, and the glass-ended squoots, perhaps too much so. Kindly keep your voices down, God, said Professor Grubbly, playing softly, scattering a handful of what looked like brown rice among the stick creatures who immediately fell upon the food. Any, anyone who names anyone who names the names of these creatures, Miss Ginger, Bowtruckles and Amani, they are tree guardians. Usually live in one trees. 5 points for Gryffindor, said Professor Grubbly, playing. Yes, these are Bowtruckles, and as Miss Ginger widely says, they generally live in trees whose wood is of one quality. Anybody know what they eat? What they eat? Wood lice and Amani promptly, which explained why. Which explained why. What Harry had taken for grains of brown rice were moving, but fairy eggs. If they can get them, good girl. Take another 5 points. So whenever you need leaves, or wood from a tree in which a Bowtruckle lodges. It is wise to have a gift of wood lice ready to distract or placated. They may not look dangerous, but if angered, they will gorge out human eyes with their fingers, which, as you can see, are very sharp and not at all desirable near the eyeballs. So if you'd like to gather closer, take a few word lice and a Bowtruckle. I have enough here for one between three. You can study them more closely. I want to sketch uh, from each of you with our body parts labeled by the end of the lesson. The class starts forward around the treasure table. Harry deliberately circled around the back he will, so that he will, so that he ended up right next to Professor Grubbly Plank. Where's Hagrid? He asked her, while everyone else was choosing Bowtruckles. Never you mind, said Professor Grubbly Plank. We Perseverely, which had, which had been her attitude last time Hagrid had failed to turn up for a class too. Smoking all over his pointed face, Draco Malfoy leaned across Harry and seized the largest Bowtruckle, maybe said Malfoy in an undertone, so that only Harry could hear him. The stupid gray offs got himself badly injured. Maybe you will if you don't. Shut up, said Harry. Out of the side of his mouth. Maybe he's been. Maybe he's been. Maybe he's been messing with stuff that's too big for him. That's Maybe he's been messing with stuff that's too big for him. If you get my drift. Malfoy walked away smoking. Over his shoulder at Harry, who suddenly felt sick to Malfoy. Know something? His father was a Death Eater after all. What if he had an information about Hagrid's fate that had not yet reached the Order's ears? He hurried back around the table to Ron and Hermione, who was squatting on the grass some distance away and attempting to persuade a BOWTOUCKLE to remain still long enough to draw it. Harry pulled out parchment and quill, crouched down beside the others, and related in a whisper what Malfoy had just said. Dumbledore would know. If something had happened to Hagrid, said Hermione at once, he's just playing into Malfoy's hands to look worried. It tells him we don't know exactly what's going on. We have got to ignore him, Harry. Here, hold the BOWTRUCKLE for a moment, so I can draw its face. Its face, yes, came Malfoy's clear drawl from the group nearest them. Father was talking to the ministry just a couple of days ago, and it sounds as though the ministry really determined-minded to crack down on substantial teaching in this place. So even if that overgrown moron does show up again, he will probably be sent packing straight away. Ouch! Harry gripped the BOWTOUCKLE so hard that it had almost snapped. It had just taken a great retaliated swipe at his hand with its soft fingers, leaving two long, deep cuts there. Harry dropped it. Crabbe and Goyle, who had already been golfing at the idea of Hagrid being sacked, laughed still harder as the BOWTOUCKLE set off at full tilt toward the forest. A little moving stick man, soon swallowed up by the tree roots. When the bell echoed distinctively over the grounds, Harry rolled up his blood-stained POWTOUCKLE picture and marched off to herbology with his hand wrapped in a handkerchief of Hermione's and Malfoy's. There was a DERISIVE laughter still ringing in his ears. If because Hagrid ain't moron. One more time, said Harry through gritted teeth. Harry, don't go picking a row with Malfoy. Don't forget he's a prefect now. He could make life difficult for you. Wow. I wonder what it'll be like to have a difficult life, said Harry sarcastically. Ron laughed, but Hermione frowned. Together, they trapezed across the vegetable patch. The sky still appeared unable to make up its mind whether it wanted to rain or not. I just wish Hagrid would hurry up and get back, that's all, said Harry in a low voice as they reached the greenhouse. And don't say that grapply plank woman's a better teacher, he added threateningly. I wasn't going to, said Hermione calmly, because she will never be as good as Hagrid, said Harry firmly, fully aware that he had just experienced an exemplary care of care of magical creatures lesson. I was thoroughly annoyed about it. The door of the nearest greenhouse opened, and some fourth years spilled out of it, including Gingy. Hi, she said brightly as she passed. A few seconds later, Luna Lovegood emerged, trailing, trailing behind the rest of the class, a smudge of earth on her nose and her hair tied in a knot on the top of her head. When she saw Harry, her prominent eyes seemed to bulge excitedly, and she made a beeline straight for him. Many of his classmates turned curiously towards Luna, took a great breath, and then said, without without so much as a preliminary hello, I believe who who must not be named is back, and I believe you fought him and escaped from him. And escaped from him. Right, said Harry awkwardly. Luna was chewing what looked like a pair of orange radishes for earrings, a fact that Parvati and Lavender seemed to have noticed as they were both giggling and pointing at her earlobes. You can laugh, Luna said, her voice rising, apparently under the impression that Parvati and Lavender were, were laughing at what she had said rather than what she was doing. But people used to believe there were no such things as the BLIBBERHUMDDINGER or the crumple horn SNORKACK. Well, they were right, weren't they? Said Hermione impatiently. There weren't any such things as the BLIBBERHUMDINGER or the crumple horn SNORKACK. Luna gave her a withering look and flounced away. Radishes swinging madly. Parvati and Lavender were not the only ones shooting with laughter now. Do you mind not offending the only people who believe me? Harry asked Hermione as they made their way into class. Oh, for heaven's sake, Harry, you can do better than her, said Hermione. Gingy's told me all about her. Apparently, she will only believe in things as as long as there as long as there's no proof at all. Well, I wouldn't expect I wouldn't expect anything else for someone whose father runs the cripple law. Harry thought of the sinister winged horses he had seen on the night he had arrived, and how Luna had said she could see them too. His spirit sank slightly. Had she been lying? But before he could devote much more thought to the manner. ERNIE. Macmillan had stepped up to him. stepped up to him. I want you to know, Potter, he said in a loud, carrying voice, that it's not, that is not only not, not only widows who support you. I personally believe you. I personally believe you 100%. My family have always stood firm behind Dumbledore, and so do I. And so do I. Thanks very much, Arnie, said Harry, taken aback. But please, Arnie might be pompous on occasions like these. But Harry was in a mood to deeply appreciate a vote of a confidence from somebody who was not wearing radishes in their ears. Oni's words had certainly wiped the smile from Lavender Brown's face, and as he turned to talk to Ron and Hermione, Harry caught Seamus's expression, which looked both confused and defiant. To nobody's surprise, Professor Sprout started their lesson by lecturing them about the importance of OWLs. Harry wished all the teachers would stop doing this. He was starting to get an anxious, twisted feeling in his stomach every time he remembered how much homework he had to do, a feeling that worsened dramatically when Professor Sprout gave them yet another essay at the end of class. Tired and smelling strongly of a dragon dung, Professor Sprout the fourth brand of fertilizer. The Gryffindors trooped back up to the castle. An hour and a half later, none of them talking very much. It had been another long day. As Harry was starving, he had his first detention with Umbridge. At 5 o'clock, he headed straight for dinner, without dropping off his bag in Gryffindor Tower, so that he could bolt something down before facing whatever she had in store for him. He had barely reached the entrance of the Great Hall, however, when a loud and angry voice said, "Oi, Potter!" "What now?" he muttered wearily, turning to face Angelina Johnson, who looked as though she was in a towering temple. "I'll tell you what now," she said, marching straight up to him and poking him hard in the chest with her finger. How come you have landed yourself in detention for 5 o'clock on Friday?" "What?" said Harry. "Why, oh yeah, keeper tryouts now," he remembers, snarled Angelina. Didn't I tell you I wanted to do a tryout with the whole team and find someone who fitted in with everyone? Didn't I tell you I booked the Quidditch I didn't I tell you I booked the Quidditch pitch? Didn't I tell you I booked the Quidditch pitch specifically, and now you have decided you are not going to be there? To be there? I didn't. I didn't. I didn't decide not to be there, said Harry, strung by the injustice of these words. I got attention from that Umbridge woman, just because I told her the truth about you know who. You know who. Well, you can just go straight to her and ask her to let you off on Friday," said Angelina fiercely, and I don't care how You you do it. Tell her you know who's a fragment of your imagination if you like. Just make sure you're there. You're there. She turned on her heel and stomped away. You know what? Harry said to Ron and Hermione as they entered the great hall. I think we better check with PUDDLEMERRE United whether Oliver Woods been killed during a training session because because he seems to be channeling his spirit. What do you reckon? Are the odds of Umbridge letting you off on Friday? Said one skeptically as they sat down at the Gryffindor table. Less than zero, said Harry glumly, tipping lamb chops onto his plate and starting to eat. Better try though, hadn't I? And hadn't I? I will offer to do two more detentions or something. I don't know. He swallowed a mouthful of potato and added, I hope she doesn't keep me too long this evening. You realize we have got to write 3 essays. Practice banishing spells for McGonagall. Work out a counter charm for Flitwick. Finish the BOWTRUCKLE drawing and start that stupid dream diary for TRELAWNNEY Moon. And for some reason glanced up at the ceiling it and it looks like it's going to wane. It's going to wane. What's that got to do with our homework? Said Hermione. Her eyebrows raised. Nothing, said Ron at once, his ears reddening. At 5 to 5, Harry bid the other two goodbye and set off for Umbridge's office on the 3rd floor. When he knocked on the door, she said, "Come in a sugary voice. He entered cautiously, looking around. He had known this office under 3 of its previous occupants in the days when Gilroy Lockhart had lived here. It had been plastered in beaming portraits of its owner. When Lupin had occupied it, it was it was it was likely you would meet some fascinating dark creature in a cage or tank, eh, eh, or tank, if you came to call. And that impostor, Moody's days, it had been packed with various instruments and artifacts for the detection of wrongdoing and concealment. Now, however, it looked totally unrecognizable. The surfaces had all been draped in lacy covers and cloths. There were several vases full of dried flowers, each residing on its own dolly, and on one of the walls was a collection of ornamented plates, each decorated with a large technicolor kitten wearing a different bow around his neck. These were so foul that Harry stared at them transfixed, until Professor Umbridge spoke again. Good evening, Mr. Potter. Harry started and looked around. He had not noticed her at first, because she was wearing a lowery, flowery set of robes that blended only too well with the tablecloth on the desk behind her. Evening, Harry said stiffly. Well, sit down, she said, pointing toward a small table draped in lace, beside which she had drawn up a straight back chair. A piece of blank parchment lay on the table, apparently waiting for him. Said Harry without moving. Professor Umbridge, before we start, I wanted to ask you a favor. Her bulging eyes narrowed. Oh yes? Well, I'm on the Gryffindor Quidditch team, and and I was a and I was supposed to be at the tryouts for the new keeper at 5 o'clock on Friday, and I was wondering whether I could skip detention that night and do it another night instead. He knew long before he reached the end of his sentence that it was no good. It was no good. Oh no, said Umbridge, smiling so widely as she looked as though she had just swallowed a particularly juicy fly. Oh, no, no, no. This is your punishment for spreading evil, nasty, attention-seeking stories, Mr. Potter, and punishments certainly cannot be adjusted to suit the the guilty ones convenience. Convenience, no. You will come here at 5 o'clock tomorrow and the next day, and on Friday too, and you will do your detentions as planned. I think it rather a good thing that you are missing something you really want to do. It ought to reinforce the lesson I am trying to teach you. Harry felt the blood surge to his head and heard a thumping noise in his ears. So, so he told Eva nasty attention-seeking stories. Did he? Did he? She was watching him with her head slightly to one side, still smiling widely as though she knew exactly what he was thinking and was waiting to see whether he would start shouting again. With a massive effort, Harry looked away from her, dropped the school bag the beside the straight back chair, and sat down. There, said Umbridge sweetly. We are getting better at controlling our temper already, aren't we? Now you are going to be doing some lines for me, Mr. Potter. No, not with your quill, she added, as Harry bent down to open his bag. You were going to be using a rather special one of mine. Here you are. She handed him a long, thin black quill with an unusually sharp point. I want you to write. I must not tell lies, she told him softly. How many times have we asked with a credible imitation of politeness? Oh, as long as it takes for the message to sink in, said Umbridge sweetly. Off you go. Off you go. She moved over to her desk, sat down, and bent over a stack of parchment that looked like essays for marking. Harry raised the sharp black quill, and then realized what was missing. You haven't given me any ink, he said. Oh, you won't need ink, said Professor Umbridge, with a merest suggestion of a laugh in her voice. Harry placed the point of the quill on the paper and wrote, I must not tell lies. He let out a gasp of pain. The words had appeared on the parchment in what appeared to be shining red ink. At the same time, the words had appeared on the back of Harry's right hand, cut into his skin as though traced there by a scalpel. Yet even as he stared at the shining cut, the skin healed over again, leaving the place where it had been been slightly, slightly, been slightly wetter than before, but quite smooth. Harry looked around at Umbridge. She was watching him, her wide toad-like mouth stretched in a smile. Yes? Nothing, said Harry quietly. He looked back at the parchment, placed the quill Upon it once more wrote, I must not tell lies, and felt the sewing pain on the back of his hand for a second time. Once again the words had been cut into his skin. Once again they healed over seconds later. And on it went again and again. Harry wrote the words on the parchment. Parchment? In what he soon came to realize was not ink, but his own blood. And again the words were cut into the back of his hand, healed. And then we appeared the next time he said queer to parchment. Parchment. Darkness fell outside Umbridge's window. Harry did not ask when he would be allowed to stop. He did not even check his watch. He knew she was watching him for signs of weakness, but he was not going to show any, not even if he had to sit here all night, cutting open his own hand with this quill. Come here, she said. After what seemed hours, he stood up. His hand was stinging painfully. When he looked down at it, he saw that the cut had healed, but that the skin there was red raw. Hand, she said. He extended it. She, she, she took it in her own. Harry repressed his shoulder as she touched him with her thick, stubby fingers, on which she wore a number of ugly gold wings. Gold wings. T-U-T. I don't seem to have made much of an impression yet, she said, smiling. Well, we would just have to try again tomorrow evening, won't we? You may go. You may go. Harry left her office without a word. The school was quite deserted. It was already past midnight. He walked slowly up the corridor. Then, when he had turned the corner and was sure that she would not hail him, broke into a run. He had he had not he had not had time to practice banishing spells, had not written a single dream in his dream diary, had not finished the drawing of the BOWTRUCKLE, or had nor had he written his essays. He skipped breakfast next morning to scribble down a couple of made up dreams for the variation, the first lesson, and was surprised to find a disleveled wand keeping him company. How come you didn't do it last night? Harry asked as Ron stared widely around the common room for inspiration. Ron, who had been fast asleep when Harry got back to the dormitory, muttered something about doing other stuff, bent low over his parchment, and scrawled a few words. That will have to do, he said, slamming the diary shut. I just said I dreamed I was buying a new pair of shoes. She can't make anything weird out of that, can she? They hurried off to North Tower together. How was detention with Umbridge anyway? What did she make you do? Harry hesitated for a fraction of a second, then said lines. That's not too bad then. E.H. Nope, said Harry. Hey, I forgot. Did she let you off for Friday? No, said Harry. Ron groaned sympathetically. It was another bad day for Harry. He was one. Arthur was in Transfiguration. not having practiced vanishing spells at all. He had to give up his lunch hour to complete the picture of the BOWTRUCKLE, and meanwhile Professor McGonagall, Grubbly Plank, and SINISTRA gave them yet more homework. Richie had no prospect of finishing that evening because of his second detention with Umbridge. To cap it all, Angelina Johnson tracked him down at dinner again, and on learning that he would not be able to attend Friday's keeper tryouts, told him she was not at all impressed by his attitude, and that she expected players who wish to remain on the team to put training before their other commitments. The other commitments. I'm in detention, Harry yelled after her as she stalked away. Do you think I'd rather be stuck in a room with that old toad or playing Quidditch? At least it's only lines, said Hermione consolingly, as Harry sank back onto his bench and looked down at his steak and kidney pie with Richie no longer fancied very much. It's not as if it's a dreadful punishment, really. Really. Harry opened his mouth, closed it again, and nodded. He was not really sure why he was not telling Ron and Hermione exactly what was happening in Umbridge's room. He only knew that he did not want to see their looks of horror. That would make the whole thing seem worse and therefore more difficult to face. He also felt dimly that the that this that this, that this was between himself and Umbridge, a private sort of wills, and he was not going to give her the satisfaction of hearing that he had complained about it. I can't believe how much homework we have got, said Ron miserably. Well, well, why didn't well, why didn't you do any last night? Hermione asked him. Where were you anyway? I fancied a walk, so long, cheerfully. Harry had the distant impression that he was not alone in concealing things at the moment. The second detention was just as bad as the previous one. The skin on the back of Harry's hand became irritated, more quickly now red and inflamed. Harry thought it unlikely to keep healing as effectively for long. Soon the cut would remain etched in his hand, and Umbridge would perhaps be satisfied. He let no moan of pain escape him, however, and from the moment of entering the room to the moment of his dismissal, again past midnight, he said nothing but good evening and good night. His homework situation, however, was now desperate, and when he returned to the Gryffindor common room, he did not, though exhausted, go to bed, but opened his books and began Snape's Moonstone essay. It was 2:30 by the time he had finished it. He knew he had done a poor job, but there was no help for it unless he had something something to give to to give in. He would be in detention with Snape next. He then gasped up answers to the questions Professor McGonagall had set them. Coupled, coupled, coupled together something on the proper handling of BOWTRUCKLES for Professor Grubbly Plank and staggered up to bed where he fell fully clothed on top of the bed covers and fell asleep immediately. Immediately. Thursday passed in a haze of tiredness. Ron seemed very sleepy too, though Harry could not see why he should be. Harry's third detention passed in the same way as the previous two, except that after 2 hours the words "I must not tell lies" did not fade from the back of Harry's hand, but remained scratched out, oozing droplets of blood. The pause and the pointed queer scratching made Professor Umbridge look up. "Ah," she said softly, moving around her desk to examine his hand herself. "Good. That that ought to serve as a reminder to you, won't it? You may leave for tonight. Tonight. Do I still have to come back tomorrow?" said Harry, picking up his school bag with his left hand rather than his smoldering right. "Yeah. Oh yes," said Professor Umbridge, smiling widely as before. "Yes. I I think we can etch the message a little deeper with another evening's work." He had never before considered the possibility that there might be another teacher in the world he hated more than Snape. But as he walked back toward Gryffindor Tower, he had to admit he had found a contender. "She's evil," he thought as he climbed a staircase to the seventh floor. "She's an evil, twisted, mad old one." He had reached the top of the stairs, turned right, and almost walked into Ron, who was looking behind a statue of Lashlan, the lanky, clutching his broomstick. He gave a great leap of surprise when he saw Harry and attempted to hide his new clean sweep 11 behind his back. "What are you doing, Eeyore? Nothing. What are you doing?" Harry pounded him. Come on, you can tell me. What are you what are you hiding here for?" I'm hiding from Fred and George, if you must know," said Ron. "They just went past with a bunch of first years. I bet they are testing stuff on them again. I mean, they can't do it in the common room now, can they? Not with Hermione there." He was talking in a very fast, feverish way. "But what? But what? But what have you got your broom for? You haven't been flying, have you? Have you?" Harry asked. Well, look, okay. I will tell you, but don't laugh, all right," Ron said, then defensively turning redder with every second. I thought I try out for forgive, forgive a doorkeeper. Now, now I have got a decent broom there. Go on, laugh. "I am not laughing," said Harry, wobbling. "It's a brilliant idea. It'd be really cool if he got on the team. I've never seen you play keeper. Are you good?" "I'm not bad," said Ron, who looked immensely relieved at Harry's reaction. Charlie, Fred, and George always made me keep for for them when they were training during the holidays. So you have been practicing tonight every evening since Tuesday, just on my own though. I have been trying to bewitch Quaffles to quiet me, but it hasn't been easy, and I don't know how much use it will be. One look nervous and anxious. Fred and George are going to laugh themselves stupid when I turn up for the tryout. They haven't stopped talking. The Mickey out. I uh, Mickey out. Since I since I got made a prefect. I wish I was going to be there, said Harry brimily, as they set off together toward the common room. Yeah, so do. Harry, what's that on the back of your hand? Harry, who had just scratched his nose with his free white hand, tried to hide it. But 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 has but had as much success as one with his clean sweep. It's just a cut. It's nothing. It's. But Ronnie grabbed Harry's poem and pulled the back of Harry's hand up level with his eyes. There was a pause during which he stared at the words carved into the skin. Then he released Harry, looking sick. I thought you said she was giving you lines. Harry hesitated, but after World War One happened honest with him, so he told Ron the truth about the hours he had been spending in Umbridge's office. The old hag, Ron said in a revolted whisper as they came to a halt in front of the fat lady who was dozing peacefully with her head against her frame. She's sick. Go to McGonagall. Say something. No, said Harry at once. I am not giving her the the satisfaction of knowing she's got to me, got to you. Can't let her. You can't let her get away with this. I don't know how much power McGonagall's got over her, said Harry. Dumbledore. Then tell Dumbledore. No, said Harry flatly. Why not? He's got enough on his mind, said Harry. But that but that but that was not the true reason. He was not 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 going to go to Dumbledore for help when Dumbledore had not spoken to him once since last June. Well, I reckon you should, Ron began, but he was interrupted by the fat lady, who had been watching them sleepily, and now burst out, Are you going to give me the password, or will I have to stay awake all night waiting for you to finish your conversation? Friday dawned sullen and sodden as the rest of the week, though though Harry glanced toward the staff table automatically when he entered the great hall. It was without real hope of seeing Hagrid, and he turned his mind immediately to his more pressing problems, such as the mountainous pile of homework he had to do, and the prospect of yet another detention with Umbridge. Two two things sustained Harry that day. One was the thought that it was almost the weekend. The other was that dreadful though though his final detention with Umbridge was sure to be. He had a distant view of the Quidditch pitch from a window and might, with luck, be able to see something of Ron's tryout. These these were rather feeble ways alike. It was true, but Harry was grateful for anything that might lighten his present darkness. He had never had a worse first week first week of Tom at Hogwarts. At 5 o'clock that evening, he knocked on Professor Umbridge's office door for what he sincerely hoped would be the final time. Was told to enter and did so. The blank parchment lay ready for him on the lace-covered table. The pointed black quill beside it. You know what to do, Mr. Potter, said Umbridge, smiling sweetly over at him. Harry picked up the quill and glanced through the window. If he just shifted his chair an inch or so to the right, on the pretext of shifting himself closer to the table, he managed it. He now had a distant view of the Gryffindor Quidditch team, soaring up and down the pitch, while half a dozen black figures stood at the foot of three high goalposts, apparently waiting their turn to keep. It was impossible to tell which one was Ron at this distance. I must not tell lies, Harry wrote. The cut in the back of his right hand opened and began to bleed afresh. I must not tell lies. The cut dug deeper, stinging and smarting. I must not tell lies. Blood trickled down his wrist. He chanced another glance out of the window. Whoever was defending the goalpost now was doing a very poor job indeed. Katie Bell scored twice in the few seconds Harry dared watch, hoping very much that the keeper was the one. He dropped his eyes back to the parchment shining with blood. I must not tell lies, I must not tell lies. He looked up whenever he thought he could risk it. When he could hear the scratching of Umbridge's quill or the opening of a desk door. The third person to try out was pretty good. The fourth was terrible. The fifth dodged a blunder, a bludger exceptionally well. But then fumbled an easy save. The sky was darkening, so that Harry doubted he would be able to watch the sixth and seventh people at all. I must not tell lies, I must not tell lies. The parchment was now dotted with drops of blood from the back of his hand, which was tearing with pain. When he next looked at night had fallen, and the Quidditch pitch was no longer visible. Let's see if you have gotten the message yet, shall we? Said Umbridge's soft voice. Half an hour later, she moved toward him, stretching out her short, bee-winged fingers for his arm, and then, as she took hold of him to examine the words, now cut into his skin, pain seared, not across the back of his hand, but across the scar on his forehead. At the same time, he had a most particular sensation somewhere around his midriff. He wrenched his arm out of her grip and leapt to his feet, staring at her. She looked back at him, a smile stretching her wide, slack mouth. Yes, it hurts, doesn't it? She said softly. He did not answer. His heart was thumping very hard and fast. Was she talking about his hand, or did she know what he had, what, what he had just felt in his forehead? Well, I think I have made my point, Mr. Potter. You may go. He caught up his school bag and left the room as quickly as he could. Stay calm, he told himself as he sprinted up the stairs. Stay calm. It doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means. Mimbulus, Mimbletonnia, he gasped uh, at the fat lady who 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 swung forward once more. Roar of sound greater than one came running toward him, beaming all over his face and slopping Butterbeer down his front, the goblet he was clutching. Harry, I did it. I'm in. I'm keeper. What? Oh, brilliant, said Harry, trying to smile naturally, while his heart continued to race, and his hand throbbed and bled. Have a Butterbeer wand. Wand pressed a bottle onto him. I can't believe it. Where's Hermione gone? She's there, said Fred, who was also swinging Butterbeer and pointed to an armchair by the fire. Hermione was dozing in it. Her, her drink, tipping precautiously in her hand. In her hand. Well, she said she was pleased when I told her, said one, looking slightly put out. Let us sleep, said George hastily. It was a few moments before here we noticed that several of the first years gathered around them bore unmistakable signs of recent nosebleeds. From here on, and see if all of and see if all of our and see if all of them and see if all of us old world fit you called Katie Bell. We can take off his name and put yours on instead. As Ron moved away, Angelina came striding up to Harry. Sorry, I was a bit short with you earlier, Potter, she said abruptly. It's stress. It's stressful. It's stressful. This managing lock, I am starting to think I was a bit hard on words sometimes. She was watching Juan over the rim of the goblet with a slight frown on her face. Look, I know he's your best mate, but he's not fabulous, she said bluntly. I think with a bit of training he will be all right though. He comes from a family of good Quidditch players. I'm banking on him turning out to have a bit more talent than he showed today. To be honest, Vicky, Frobisher, and Jeffrey Harper both flew better this evening, but Harper's really whining. He's always moaning about something or other, and Vicky's involved in all sorts of societies. She admitted herself that if training clashed with her charm club, she put charms first. Anyway, we are having a practice session at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So just make sure you are there this time, and do me a favor and help Ron as much as you can. Okay? Okay? He nodded, and Angelina strode back to Alicia Spinnet. Harry moved over to sit next to Armani. Harry woke with a jerk as he put down his bag. "Oh, Harry, it's you. Good. About one, isn't it?" she said bleedingly. "I'm just so tired," she yawned. "I was up until one o'clock making more hats. They are disappearing like mad." And so enough. Now that he looked, Harry saw that there were woolly hats concealed all around the room, where where unwary elves might accidentally pick them up. "Wait," said Harry destructively. If he did not tell somebody soon, he would burst. "Listen, Hermione, I was just up in Umbridge's office, and she touched my arm." Hermione listened closely. When Harry had finished, she said slowly, "You were worried that you know who's controlling her, like he controlled Quirrell." "Well," said Harry, dropping his voice, "it's a possibility, isn't it? Isn't it? Is isn't it?" "I suppose so," said Hermione, though she sounded unconvinced. But I don't think he can. He can. But I don't think he can be be possession be possessing her the way he possessed Quirrell. I mean, he's properly alive again now, isn't he? He's got his own body. He wouldn't need to share someone else's. He could have her. He could have her under the IMPERIUS curse, I suppose." Harry watched Fred George and Lee Jordan juggling empty butterbeer bottles for a moment. Then Hermione said, "But last year, you scar hurt when nobody was touching you, and didn't Dumbledore say it had to do with what? With what? You know who was feeling at the time. I mean, maybe this hasn't got anything to do with Umbridge at all. Maybe it's just coincidence. It happened while you were with her. She's evil," said Harry flatly. "Twisted. She's horrible, yes, but Harry, I think you ought to tell Dumbledore your scar hurt. Your scar hurt." It was the second time in 2 days he had been advised to go to Dumbledore, and his answer to Hermione was just the same as his answer to Ron. "I am not bothering him with this, like like you just said. It's not a big deal. It's been holding on and off all summer. It was just a bit worse tonight, that's all. Harry, I am sure Dumbledore would would want to be bothered by this." "Yes," said Harry before he could stop himself. That's the only bit Dumbledore cares about, isn't it? My scar. Don't say that it's not true. I think I will write and tell Sirius about it. See what he thinks." "Harry, you can't put something like that in a letter," said Hermione, looking alarmed. "Don't you remember? Remember? mm, Don't you remember? Moody told us to be careful what we put in writing. We just can't can't guarantee hours and hours aren't being intercepted anymore anymore. All right, I won't. Tell him then, said Harry, and the bully. He got to his feet. I'm going to bed. Tell one for me, will you? Oh no, said Hermione, looking relieved. If you are going, that means I can go without being rude too. I'm absolutely exhausted, and I want to make some more hats tomorrow. Listen, you can help me if you like. It's quite fun. I'm getting better. I can do patterns and bubbles and all sorts of things now. Harry looked into her face, which was shining with glee, and tried to look as though he was vaguely tempted by this offer. No, I I don't think I will. Thanks, he said. Not tomorrow. I have got loads of homework do. To do. And he trot speed off to the boys' stairs, leaving her, looking slightly, leaving her looking slightly disappointed behind him. Okay, that's the end of chapter 13. Bye bye.